Nakasero Hill, UBC headquarters, but you are on U24. Now, many thanks for all those who keep themselves glued onto the continent's leading intellectual platform, actually the highest platform out of UNATU, and they decided to choose to create their own professional association for only science teachers. Now, this has seen them, their cry being answered as their salaries were increased. Contrary to that, the arts teachers who were left in UNATU, their salaries were not increased, and they told them to wait for 2 more financial years. I am telling you, this has risen a lot of eyebrows. But tonight on the show is Muhanguzi Sharif, who is a DOS. He's been here before, and he's a teacher. He shares concerns for the arts teachers. What a pity your salary wasn't increased.
Yeah, nice having me back on the show. And,
yeah.
If I may go to the name again, it is Muhanguzi Sharif, a head teacher and equality school.
Yeah.
And a teacher still, teaching arts. And I don't know if English is an art.
It's an art.
But
English is an art.
I'm taking on English as to teach.
Yeah.
So drawing back on the salary structure.
Yeah.
You know, they tell us that for professionals to be paid, that's we have those indicators on the salary structure. All categories we are paid the same. If you're under that U4, the graduate structure is U4. You're supposed to be paid the same. But when you look at that salary scale, you'll find a graduate getting under U4 is getting 900 something, but another graduate in another site doing the same is getting some 1 point something.
Yes.
And I'm not part of the policy makers, but that is their policy. Let me draw back to where I understand most.
Yeah.
When you tell me that a science teacher is we go through the same training.
Do you? Sciences are harder.
We go through the same training. Before you say sciences are hard, but we take it as a subject. We all go for some 3 years at university.
Yeah.
When it goes to the professional courses that make us professionals, we do the same units for all the years.
Yeah.
And when it comes to school, we do the same periods in class.
Yeah.
Saying a subject, that is a discussion of its own.
Yeah.
You know, there is a saying that teachers teach students, not subjects.
Yeah.
If you tell me that I'm paying one person highly from you because they are handling very hard subjects, you are forgetting that when you look at A level, there are some subjects that are neither arts or sciences. Look at a person doing PEM. He's doing some economics. It's handled by an art teacher. Then you are telling the teacher teaching economics will come with a low spirit. Remember, the child cannot survive without economics in this. He's not a science student. Look at O level. Teachers that teach other subjects that make those 10 subjects that you're supposed to have on your pass list. Many of them are arts teachers, and you cannot discredit any subject there. Look at English. It is something that you must have, or you must have passed. But when you front physics, chemistry, biology, and you leave alone the English that this paper is set in, it creates questions to the people. Then leaving that aside, we have the primary people.
Yes.
And when it goes to the primary people, I think without a good background for you to be a science student, you must have a good primary background. And unfortunately, teachers who teach science in primary, they are not part of the Science Teachers Association. This is strictly science from secondary to upper institutions. And is this fair enough for a teacher who has given you a good science student for you to mentor up and
to play the devil's advocate here and trying to think what government is thinking or what policymakers are thinking, because the country needs scientists. the world needs scientists. We're going into a science age. So someone who is giving us this skill should be given priority.
The world is going to a science age, but all areas are needed. There is other ways to motivate. We have very many ways to motivate science people than creating a destructive policy. One thing, we look at it as a salary scale or as salary, but look at for example, we are all handling the same thing. We may have other ways that we would motivate these people. For example, look at maybe lowering the entry levels to university, lowering the pass marks for this for the science subjects, maybe to encourage more people to come up, and maybe an increase is also a good one, but a fair one, not someone living here at 800 and the person you sit with in the same staff room is getting 4M.
So let me just find what your argument is. Your argument is, I sit with you in the same staff room, why are you getting 4 million and I'm getting less than 1 million shillings? That is not justified. I mean, sitting in the same staff room doesn't mean a thing. This person is handling things that are needed now and things that are harder.
You are putting harder in the quotations, because one thing, when we were at school, it is A level that determines where you're going, and whichever subject that you chose, it became hard. There was no you are doing arts, but even when you bring a science student to arts, they would also crumble. They would also crumble. So there is a period where every profession is needed. We cannot look at the schools. On the scale of 10, 6 administrators are arts teachers. So if you bring in science teachers, science is not much of administrative. Science is much of
it's a practical.
Much of practical, and they are not good at human resource management. So you are anticipating making these people scarce, because this thing does not affect only teachers. Look at A-level schools. The division starts from there.
Right, so on that point where we have a divide at A-level schools, let's go for a short break. When we return, we just dive into the solution, finding every solution. I am talking whatever solvency plan, you find it here on the desk, and it has to be intellectual. We're not flexing fists, we are flexing the intellect. Now with me is a teacher, and we're discussing the recent raise of the pay for the science teachers. But you can follow this very lovely discussion on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Now if you've not followed me, Shadrach Kisame, everywhere you have a minute, go to Facebook and like my page for everything that the desk and Shadrach Kisame is all about. Now Sharif, we were talking about the divide that is even at high school level. Aren't these just illusions that are created in students' mind, that sciences are more superior than others, or it's just a fact, it's a reality? The world needs scientists.
The divide has been there all along. They look at science, maybe arts students as weak students. They look at them as
slow learners.
Slow learners is a bit negative one, but they look at them as weak and lazy people who choose the easier way. But even if we choose the easier way, but it is also required. We have been having this, but it has been at a low level. But now we are making it nationwide. That even the policymakers are making it even divide the professionals up. That it looks weird.
I get what you mean. So it has left now the students' body of saying, okay, sciences are superior than arts. Now it has gone even to teachers now. Now the divide. Okay. So
there is one phrase they use. I'm sorry to air it. But some schools say we have hopeful teachers and the opposite. That for them
Hopeless and hopeful.
they have hope to get
Jobs.
no, to get money, an increase. But some
okay.
have no hope to be given money.
So the arts
as of
teachers
yet.
have no hope.
They have no hope. So we have hopeful teachers now
Yeah.
in the staff rooms. It is there. And
But before you continue, what is the tension and the feel like in the staff?
money. When it comes to money at workplaces.
Yeah.
Money is something that is a motivation.
Yeah.
Money is a motivation.
So what's the energy like?
The energy for the science teachers, the energy is for the arts teachers. We are coming there. Only that money wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you have been added onto, but
Yeah.
the thing is, at least they would, even if it is some 50k, I
Yeah.
tell you, arts teachers nationwide, you are getting an increase of a 50k.
A 50K, yeah.
It would show that however much we are not of the same, because
Yeah.
we have not been getting equal pay since then.
Yeah.
Science teachers have some advantage, and we are okay with that.
Yeah.
But the problem has come in that they have been earning more, and then they have been given more,
yeah.
but they are not looking at the other side.
Yeah.
And maybe since then, teachers have never complained about money like before or
Yeah.
like now.
Yeah.
It would happen 1 week and we are back to school.
Yeah.
But this one has been a bit big.
Yeah.
And I think it is fueled by the current situation. I think even the government would see that the economy is a bit, at least.
So even us on TV, should we strike?
You should. I don't know. I don't know if you should strike because I don't know what happens there.
Yeah.
But this side, one thing that keeps a teacher in class.
Yeah.
That is one thing that would the government would look at.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, it is not keeping the teacher in class. It is keeping the teacher's head in class.
Okay, it's not keeping a teacher physically
In class.
but keeping their mental attention and everything in class.
In class.
Okay.
And what makes a person content is if what they get.
The incentives.
And now there's a phrase that some teachers are teaching useful things and others are teaching.
Exactly, like let me just get this straight, because now it's like they're trying to kill slowly the arts subject or the arts discipline.
Yeah, trust me, I'm giving you the phrases that we use. That some teachers are teaching useful things and others are teaching
not so useful.
Not so useful.
Yeah.
And it comes from the top.
Yeah.
The top has told us we don't want that.
Yeah.
So when you come to class,
Yeah.
at times you don't waste a lot of time teaching these people
Useless
things they won't need in the future.
But you guys also, honestly, what is Zwangendaba going to help me now?
You see, one thing that comes to that, no knowledge is irrelevant. We're having some documentalist people who are going to do documentaries, and you may see it as irrelevant now, but with time you will find a need for that history that you studied long time ago.
Sharif, have the arts people been boxed to understand that what you're teaching is not so useful? Are you slowly appreciating what they are saying?
One thing that makes you appreciated is the reward you get. If you are not appreciated for the job you have done, it means you have not done. And one thing that is a fact of, look at us who have, and one thing that this thing has come in. This thing has come in a very critical moment that we are from a 2 years break. The dead years. And now learners have just skipped the previous classes they were supposed to study. If you are in P5 now, you are in P6 or P7.
And you need a lot of time.
And now look at the government that is now is playing. At least they would have promised in the near future than telling you to go back to work. I don't know if they.
But is it it's just your non-unity? Because if the science teachers had stayed with you, then they wouldn't have increased their pay and we would not have this divide. But they said, hey, let's just separate ourselves from these guys because we are important.
But we have been striking uniform in the past.
That's what I'm saying.
And we have not been getting what we want. But now at least science teachers have risen the torch, showing government has money. If you strike, government will give you.
No, but there are fewer
money.
than as you would go. For instance, I remember when we were in school, you'd find like 4 science teachers, and then you'd find teachers of what, smart physical education, smart what. There are so many, Uganda, Kiswahili.
Yeah, the issue is not how much you are increased. The issue is there an increment, just, and then that is what most of the associations we are waiting for. Let us wait for what government says on these people. If it says we have put some package for you in the financial year, it means the government is ready to increase, and that is the argument that they brought.
Does government care about arts teachers?
I think it does. But the question is, how much does it? So it has come to a situation when the education system is a bit crumbling, and we need the teachers to be motivated, to be in a place. And now look at the side that has been brushed at the back. You know, during the COVID lockdown, teachers made their businesses. And now you are telling arts teachers that it is okay to keep on your business. Just come to check on the school. You go back to your business. The previous
discussion we had that people had made businesses. Now they're psychologically out of the education.
Education system. Now you have brought science teachers to education. For them, they have come full spirit. That is bravo for the government. It has brought the science people on board. They are all working. But now it is pushing our certain group of school that you come when you're minding about your business that will maybe cater for your needs.
So do we see now, because previously sciences have been oftenly performed poorly at UNEB, do we see now because science teachers have been increased pay, do we see students passing sciences more? And because you people in arts are demotivated, disillusioned, shall we see arts now being failed?
I think that needs to be assessed after some, maybe during this UNEB. It will tell us, because one thing that is good with this government is...
But why is it? Sharif, I'm failing to understand you. It has nothing to do with government.
No, one thing that is good with the government is it is okay with promising. So we are still waiting for August. If the message will come. And if it doesn't come, then it will be a very big setback for the sciences in school. Because after you raise their hopes, and then we shall see how they take their kids to UNEB. And then UNEB will tell us, I think next year we shall see either sciences have gone up or arts have gone below. And I think it is the next year that will give us the picture.
Before we go for a break, usually you, doses, maybe the head teacher, deputy, are the bosses of the teachers. Been increased, and you're talking about a person. How would you supervise someone who earns more money than you?
Then that is a question. We are going back now to leadership. Schools don't move without leadership, and it is creating a question of leadership. When you earn more than your boss, what will your boss tell you?
Nothing. There's nothing you need to tell me.
So I'm getting 1 point. They get 1.6 or 1.7. From the top management. And then someone is given 4
million. What?
So how will you supervise that person?
So they'll buy a car after 6 months, or you're still using a border.
Still using a border, and they will. They will even think that maybe you are biased on their money. You are maximally supervising them.
But isn't it true? You're just supervising because now, like you, Sharif, you're crushed. Your salary has not been increased, and the guy whose salary has been increased, you won't talk to him like normally. You want to be professional.
No, we may remain professional, but someone may have that. For you want to squeeze me because my money is bigger than yours. And you will also be cautious when you're going to that person. You will think, I need to go slowly on this person. It creates a question of even managing a school. It is going to be a bit a challenge for the head teachers to manage these teachers.
Right, let's go for a short break. When we return, we talk about now how the students are seeing science teachers and the arts teachers. Now, do not go away. You are still on the desk, and the desk takes a break, but the desk returns in a bit. Welcome back. You're still live on the desk, and if you're just joining us, I'm afraid you've missed two quite insightful segments of this very lovely episode of the desk, where we are talking teachers, we're talking students, we're talking school life. And to be honest, I've just been taken back to high school, and I'm trying now to see the energies, and I'm visualizing, envisaging what could be happening in a secondary school setting. But you can follow this very lovely discussion on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm talking Shadrach Kisame and U24 Television. But remember, the desk now has a few minutes to go. So if you are from the background, you better sit back, relax, pay in forward, or even stand up. Otherwise, we are still with Sharif. And do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because this show airs also on my YouTube channel, Shadrach Kisame. Now, Sharif, now the students are aware that there is pay that has been increased for the science teachers and the arts teachers. How is the respect? Because these days even students understand the money.
Yeah, when handling secondary students, you're handling grown-up.
These are mature people.
And after the lockdown, we're handling now grown-up.
Some people are even married.
They knew that during the start of the term, science teachers striked.
Yeah.
So they did not have sciences for the whole 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And after science teachers are back, now arts teachers went.
Strike.
And then when the science teachers came back, they were very happy. But then the face of the arts teacher is coming back to class.
Are you guys putting that frustration on students?
Caning
people for nothing.
I
remember when we were in school, there's some teacher guy could just for nothing go down for 4. I'm thinking, what have I done?
No, it's not caning for nothing, because even the time now they spend in a school is a bit less. Mm-hmm. You have to go back and take care of your side hustles. So the frustration it comes even when you're not sure, or even when you're not aware. Mm-hmm. When you are preparing for a lesson and you are preparing for a business, they are two different things.
Okay.
So you come to class when you are prepared, you are biased, even this government. So your delivery is not as a person who is content.
Yeah.
And they also look at you and they ask you, why did you come back before they increased your salary? So it becomes a problem.
So how about the students that were looking forward to be like Mr. Muhanguzi Sharif? And they want to be arts teachers. They are passionate because of how Mr. Muhanguzi is. Because there's a time where some of us wanted to be like teachers because there's this school teacher. So how are they now looking at you? What has their morale died? What's happening?
First of all, at this critical moment, there's also another small discussion going on teachers all have getting now a degree is 4 years for a teacher.
Yeah.
And I think it is a good plan for the government to take us there, because by then if we are all having the same qualifications, meaning even the primary teachers, they will be graduates, they will be earning the same money as in secondary teachers. But now still the 4M is a good motivation to those who have been
those who are getting it,
who are looking at teaching as not a good job. So you would go to campus and study your 4 years knowing I'm going to get my 4M.
Yes.
I'm sure even the arts teachers with time they will also get to that 4M. So I think money now would increase the enrollment for the teachers in the school, because currently the enrollment is a bit low. You cannot study for 4 years and be paid less. You better go for other NGOs, social works, that. I think now for the science teachers, they are going to get more enrollments. You would go and study your 4 years, knowing I'm going to get my 4
million a month. Very decent.
Very decent.
That's over $1,200, something like that.
Of that problem, But now schools that have not that have those bodies now extinct, it becomes a problem to them now. But if we the government enforces, and all the schools we put back that PTA board, you know, it collects some small money. Maybe a child is given on your 700, the school adds you some 200, you get some 900. It becomes a fair price. You don't even look at the government to increase your money. Already the parents, you ask me if the government is a problem. I don't want to say the parents are the problem, but the system is the problem.
But who creates the system, government or parents?
It is a joint body. The school puts in place the organization. The parents come in to support. You know, there are some schools that have good administrations. Even when others were striking, some teachers remained at school. Even government teachers.
Because of the environment that the school has created.
Because of the environment in the school. The parents know that this is the teacher who handles our kid. So they put something with their kids to come to school, and this goes maybe to development, to lunch, and then to teachers' welfare. But for schools that have not put energy on that, it faced a problem. So the government maybe would bring a child
with nothing,
and even the lunch fee that 60,000 most schools ask for food, only food for your kid to eat. The parent looks at it as embezzlement. But you are taking my money.
The parents have no money. I'm telling you, everyone has been crushed.
You know, education is a sacrifice. You are sacrificing for your kid. If you don't invest in this child, you are liable to be blamed in the future.
But why should I invest in this child and they are going to end up with no job? So it's a system, it's a cycle.
No, it is this new curriculum will address that. Trust me, if the media had gotten time to move around schools and see the projects the kids are doing, kids are now developing solar systems, kids are now making very good innovations in the school.
That's science, Sharif.
No, it is a science. No, look at the science teachers don't teach language. And for you to present your report very well, you need language. So it still remains a joint effort. You know, you have subjects that cut across. That for you to do something, you must maybe. For you to do English, you need computer. You need CRE for you to present something. You need this. You need this. You know, it is something that is we are depending on other subjects, and even to express yourself. You know, it is very hard for you to express yourself minus learning the language. Look at physical education teachers. They are making you fit. Nowadays we have schools that have our best children.
A lot of children so best.
But this PE is going to come and help you. Now we're having trainers, those who are doing fitness. Someone creates a career out of fitness.
I have a friend.
He becomes a gym instructor.
I have a friend who was here, Alan. He was here on the show. He has a gym in Shanja and he makes tons of money.
Just a simple thing. You know, the problem we were having is that we were taught to sit in office. But the government would change to teach us to be on the street.
Sharif, as we wind up the discussion, I want you to look in that camera and talk to policymakers, talk to government. You know, what would, because you represent a lot of arts, people from the arts background, what would you want them to do?
On the last note, I call upon the policymakers and the people who think for this nation. The problem we are having is not money. The problem we are having is speech. The speech you use when addressing national matters should be dressed very well. I won't mention names, but at least when you look at the speeches that happened during the strike, someone told the teachers, you have betrayed us, we have been paying you for the whole lockdown. And then someone told us, what you are teaching can wait. Then another one said, you wait, we shall think of you in the next 2 financial years. And these are all top managers. And when the top says, even the grassroots listen. So it becomes a demotivation to us. When thinking of the increase, think of all of us, because we all handle the same thing, and still to call upon the schools and the parents and the government, let us draw back to the PTAs. These bodies will solve very much, and it will help us a lot.
All right. Well, it's a wrap. Sharif is passionate about education. He's an educationist. He's been teaching people's children. He's actually a deputy at a very young age. That means he's a very smart man. But they have grievances, and their eyebrows are raised because their management would like to say good night, good luck, adios for God and my country. May the good Lord bless this beautiful Uganda. Now until next week, same place, same time, and of course same host. Good night.